Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, coach of your Wexford Wailords, and yes, we are back. We are finally back with some Draft League content for you guys today, as we are in the MPL Season 7, the Major Pokémon League. And can we get some noise? Can we get some cheers? Come on, let me hear it. We're back, finally. Finally, we are back. Thank you. I know. But anyways, we are back with some more Draft League content, and this is our draft recap for the MPL. Really excited to show you guys what we drafted, to see what you guys think, all that kind of good stuff. But before we do all that, let me just get into a little bit of detail about the league, all that kind of fun stuff, because it's not quite your standard draft format, if you kind of catch my drift. So, as you can see above me, we have 110 points. Pokemon are like split into multiple tiers between 19 points to 1 point. So you can imagine the amount of tiers we have. We have like 19 tiers with Pokemon, each different one. And we have to draft a minimum of 8 but maximum of 11 Pokemon with the 110 points we have across those 19 tiers. Awesome. You gotta say, it's relatively free draft. It's very, very custom. So it's a lot, you see an awful lot of really fun, cool teams not going around. On top of all this, we have to draft 1 Mega, which is fantastic. And then our Z-Mons, we get 20 points separate for our Z-Mons, and the way that they cost is basically the same cost as the tier that you're drafting. So let's say we draft them on in the 15 point tier. We spend 15 Z points on making that Pokemon our Z captain, and 5 more points on another Z captain, or 2 more, or 3 more, whatever tickles our fancy. So that's the kind of idea behind the tiers. More info, links in the description down below. There's going to be a link to the MPL Twitter, the link to the MPL Discord, and a link to the MPL website where you can check out the tiers, the standings, the schedule, all that kind of fun stuff. Highly encourage you to check out all that, especially follow the MPL on Twitter. Definitely go check them out. The commissioners do a great job. Rogue and such do an absolutely awesome job. But anyways, enough of me muttering around here. Actually, one more thing. I want to give a huge shout out to my front office. It's a one-man front office, basically. It's Hammer Time Stone. Again, he's going to be helping me out this season. Thank you very much, my dude. Because, it's nice to bounce ideas off people. Rather than just having, like, the hamster spinning the wheel up here, going God knows what, and then, like, you don't want to go, you don't want to know where we're going anyways. But where that goes anyways. But anyways, moving on. No, we're not here to talk about my nonsense, right? That goes on upstairs in my head. We're here to talk about Mons. We're here to talk about my draft team. And for this season, we got, as you can see, just right over there, second pick overall. Nuts, right? I never get this high of a pick. I was like a kid in the candy store. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my god, I can draft anything. Right? Because I never get this high of a pick. I'm like, yes, finally. But as well as your traditional ones that are spread across, like that you get in standard league play, the MPL has a couple of broken ones legal, right? Purely broken ones. Tapu Lele, Landorus Incarnate, Mega Latios, some absolute bonkers stuff. Again, check out the website to see the full detail on that. We had second pick. Now I'm gonna stay at the start. Mega Metagross was banned, and so was Beginner. So if anyone's giving out to me about this pick, slow down, right? Those are banned. And Tapu Lele was picked first overall. I was like, that's cool. Lele's gone. Fine. But this bad boy, Nagito, Ash Greninja, was on the board. And I was like, dude, I'm scooping this. I'm just going to pick this. And I'm just going to have fun. That's it. I'm just going to pick this up and have fun. One of the big things I did in the last league we're in the UBL was that I never drafted a fast, powerful mod in round 1 that I could just build my team around and make sure like everything was really like we could just dismantle everything else and let our fast mon pick up the pieces late game. Like we had Zeraora that was really good, but our main mon that we drafted was so subpar and Hoopmon bound. This season I was like, no, straight off the bat, give me my very fast, like powerful Pokemon that can just smack things, and we'll just build from there. And that's exactly what I did. Ash Greninja is here with us. Now obviously the main drawback to Ash Greninja is the fact that we get regular Greninja and we have to pick someone off before we get Ash Gren. That's a lot harder than it is actually in draft format, because people can prep for Ash Greninja specifically and make sure that it does not get into Ash Gren format. So obviously it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but the thing is still insanely powerful. Like Greninja can still hit very, very hard. And this is also going to be one of our Z captains, by the way. So we're going to be able to rock out with a Z move We're going to be able to rock out with some deep coverage. We get access to spikes. We have elite speed, which is fantastic. Even before we get to Ash Greninja, we have elite speed. Loving that. So basically for me, I'm like, yeah, give me my Greninja and just let everybody figure out how to beat me, right? Let everybody else figure out how to beat it, and I'll just use Greninja, and we'll see what happens. And if we fail, we fail, and if we win, we win. But I have a really good feeling that Greninja is going to put so much pressure on everybody else to prep that it's going to be fantastic. Now, obviously, guys, if there's any questions about what I've drafted or what each mon does, let me know, and I'll go through it. I'll go through in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys about it, or on Twitter, or on Discord. But Grid, it was insane. It was insane to pick. And right, anyways, then. Rest of the coaches drafted. We went around to round 2, and there's 12 coaches in the league, by the way. So there was about 21. I'm going to say 21 picks between first and second for me. And I was looking around. I was like, okay, Greninja doesn't like grass types. It doesn't like fighting types. Doesn't really like psychic types. There's a couple of stuff that, not that it doesn't like psychic types. Pardon me. Doesn't like grass types and really doesn't like fighting types. Particularly like Mach Punch and all that kind of nonsense. What can we get that can, and obviously electric types, but what can we get that can really pair well offensively with Greninja and nuke those things? And we got ourselves victory to Victini again. That's what we did. So victory was on the board. Our Victini, our beloved Victini. And I was looking at it, I'm like, dude, this just pairs so nicely in draft format. Like, look at the coverage Greninja gets. Look at the coverage Victini gets. We counter like every, like we literally could smack any fighting type there is, and we'd be grand. Brilliant. I can't complain. 100 base speed, so we actually hit that speed tier really quickly, which is good. So it means we only need to get a mon between 100 and 120 speed for me, anyways, the way I like to build. So we just need a mon between those. But like the synergy we have is insane. I'm loving it. Greninja can hit all the ground types that Victini doesn't like. Victini, as we just said, can hit most things that Greninja doesn't like. And we just go from there. We literally just go from there. Victini just goes and just smacks things. If you have not used Victini and click V create, just do it. Just do it. It's just too much fun. It's just too much fun not to do it. Oh my god, love it. And I'm excited to use Victini again. The last time, actually, when we subbed into the MPL last season, we had Victini and we just had fun clicking V create one game. And I was like, I need to use this mon for a full season. Me only having like 4 weeks to play with this thing is not good enough. I need a full season with this mon, and just so I can click V create more often, because it's just too much fun. It's just too much fun. But anyways, we actually got a semi-wheel pick here, so we had an idea of what we were trying to do. We knew we wanted Victini round 3, and Hammer and I were kind of going back and forth, saying, trying to think, right, okay, if we have a really good, like, nice offensive core, let's get maybe a touch of bulk, maybe try and figure out what we're going to do for our Steel Fairy Dragon core, that kind of thing. And we said, right, we come around to round 3, let's see what's available. And we said, right, there's this mon here that we use so well in the UBL, and it gives us so many like defensive options, and that was Sylveon. So we picked back Sylveon up again. Basically just a mon that we know how to use so well inside and out. We know how good it is defensively. We know it can hit things really hard because of Pixelate, Hyper Voice, and we know this thing gets Wish and Baton Pass for pivoting. And all of a sudden we have 3 mons that can pivot. This is brilliant, lovely. So we have a lot of pivot action going on, and as well we have that Wish passing. It's just bulky. It's just bulky. So there was kind of like a no-brainer there for us to say if we need bulk and we want reliable bulk and we could probably do a bit of Wish support. We just said, look, we've used Sylveon before, it's worked for us, and it was actually quite cheap. We have to spend a lot of points in our first 2 picks. 13 points is quite cheap for a really reliable bulky mon. We picked up Sylveon, very, very easy. Now, obviously, we were thinking about a Dragon type. Pick 3. There was Garchomp on the board, but we passed on Garchomp because we figured Sylveon would be more important to us later down the line. And thankfully we did, because the mon we decided to substitute for, we believed would last until it came back to us in round 4. And yes, it did. And that is Chief the Coma O. So this is a mon that I've never used in draft format before, but I've never used in draft format before, but I've seen other people use it, and it's very dangerous. It's very, very potent. It's got like a plethora of moves in the physical and special side, and it can be very, very bulky too. So it can do several different things for us. It's got tremendous setup with Dragonite and Betty Drum. So we got like a really good setup mon with bulk. A setup mon with bulk. Who would have thought that's actually a scary thing? But a setup mon with bulk, so that we can actually go in and set up relatively free, get a D-Dance up, then start smacking things, and voila, there we go. There's that's like Como like doing work very, very nicely. And the other thing was it's actually cheaper than Garchomp, so we were like, okay, this is effectively a slower Garchomp with Stealth Rocks, bulk, setup. It was a no-brainer. We said we'd pick up Como, nice and easy. So delighted with that, absolutely delighted, and we got rocks. We got rocks very, very, very early, so very, very happy with that. Now at this point, you guys are probably wondering, Irish, what's going on with your Mega, whatever. I mean, I kind of figured out what our Mega was, but we said we'd wait until the last round because we knew it wasn't going to get taken. At this point, most coaches had drafted their Mega already, and the Mega we wanted didn't fit into any other coach's roster. So we knew the Mega we had picked out was going to be fine. It was going to be safe, and we just said, right, we'll just draft our whole team, and we get the Mega the last round when we know it's safe and secure. So why not? So came back around then to us after that, and we said, right, we got it. And we were looking at the team, we're like, okay, we could do the Steel type, we might get that later. We could definitely do with a really good Grass type, because we have a serious Firewater Grass, we have serious makings of a Firewater Grass core here. And we were looking at it, like, what could really balance this Firewater Grass core? What could really balance it? And we found this bad boy, Mushroom, our Moongus. We've used before, long time since we used Mushroom now in Draft League. But we found this thing nice and cheap, 11 points for a Moongus, I think it's very cheap. And we found this thing, we're like, dude, this fits ideally because Greninja's max Psychic types. Victini can eat Psychic type attacks as well. So that side of a Moongus' poison weakness is gone. And a Moongus can just do work, it could do work, it could do work with against those water types, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. And we get Regenerator, which is insane. I think we have a pivot. Essentially, we can come in, regenerate, do Toxic, do Spore. Spore is actually really helpful for us because it actually will open up space for the rest of our team. But we can do all that, and it actually fits really, really nicely. If we can Spore, for instance, and bring in like Greninja, or Victini, or Como and set up, my days, that'd be nuts. That'd be absolutely insane. So Amogus is in the van. He's coming with us this season, and for relatively cheap price as well. So delighted, absolutely delighted with that. So we have our first 5 picks, really solid. Delighted with kind of how it's gone so far. But there was definitely a couple of things we were missing at this point. Definitely a good few things we were missing at this point. We were missing removal. Hazard removal is a big thing. We could have done with some more reliable, with some more hazard setters. Like we have spikes and Stealth Rocks, but a bit more bulky Stealth Rock setters would be nice. Steel type, of course, and a couple of other things. An EQ, immunity, like bits and pieces, and as well, we need speed between 100 and 120. So a couple of things we're missing at this point. We decided right off the bat that we needed to get a solid Stealth Rock user and a ground type, and maybe a ground immunity, all into one Pokemon, and we got that in Scorpia the Gligar. So we've used Scorpia before, and it's actually very bulky. If you haven't used Gligar before with the Evolite, it's very bulky. It's got access to reliable recovery and roost. It can set up rocks. It gets knockoff. It gets U-turn. The amount of pivot action we have on this team is nuts, by the way. But I do love it. Do love the idea of having that. But we get like all that access, rocks, defog, the whole shebang. Basically everything that I said half the stuff that we said we wanted, we got it. So I was delighted with that. So we picked up our Gligar, and it was happy days. Brilliant. But the other problem is that we only have one form of removal. So the next pick, again, we have to look around and say, what is the cheap form of removal here that's going to be very bulky for us and work out well? And we basically just picked up Fang the Golbat. So again, another form of removal, and again, another Evolite user. But these two Pokemon, we just needed. We needed 2 Pokemon that be able to kind of deal with like hazards. That be able to come in, that are bulky enough to take hits, defog, and just do things from there, because we were just so lacking in hazard removal, and we were starting to run out of points. If you see like between Gligar and Golbat, like we were on 38 points. We had like several more Pokemon that we needed to draft, and we were really struggling to kind of get removal. So we needed cheap removal, and we needed cheap hazard setters, and we got that with we got all that with Gligar and Golbat, which is fantastic. That kind of worked out very nicely for us. I won't lie, that like those 2 picks, they fit in. They're not fantastic picks, but they're not something that's going to shine, but they're going to do a job for us. Right, this is where the snipes start coming into play a little bit. So I wanted our Pokemon that was between 100 and 120 base speed to be a fast electric type. That was the idea behind it. I wanted a fast electric type, and I wanted cheap. I want a really cheap one, just so that we could have enough points later on in the draft to be able to pick something up, like something really powerful up, and not having to just something that we know can glue the whole thing together, like, you know, and just be another really good offensive threat. Because we've gone very bulky very quickly there with those last 2 picks to be able to get hazard removal. We needed something that can give a little bit more offensive pressure, and we got sniped several times. There was a couple of ideas we were going around with. We really wanted Minetric. Minetric was dirt cheap. Minetric was like 2 or 3 pointers. I think it was 4 maybe, but it was dirt cheap. It was so cheap. So we were really looking at Minetric, a Mega Pokemon, and, you know, something else to round up the team. But Minetric got sniped, and then we were looking at Lycanroc. Lycanroc Dusk. We've used that before. We know it's very fast. It's got Accelerock, Tough Claws. It can do an awful lot of work. That got sniped. So we were kind of wondering, what are we going to do here? This is not looking too good. And we start going back to the original plan, saying, right, electric type, fast electric type. And there was the 2 forms of Thundurus on the board, I think, at the time, or at least one of them. But we couldn't pick Thundurus because we would have a serious Bolt Beam weakness there. Like, Thunderbolt Ice Beam would just wreck our team, wreck 4 mons on our team so easily. Sorry, 5 mons on our team so easily. So we scrapped Thundurus. We were like, no more flying types, no more Bolt Beam weakness. I mean, we can't allow that. And we saw that Thorn, the Raikou, was still available for 12 points. And I was thinking, you know, this will work. This will work. Raikou is a solid enough offensive Pokemon where people will have to prep for it. It can beat the bulky water types, which were actually starting to become a bit of a problem for us. Greninja and Victini don't like dealing with bulky water types, and Amoonguss can chip at them, but, you know, like, we're not going to do much to him, Ionic, let's put it like that. But having Raikou here actually makes it so that we do break through bulky water types a lot more. It enables Greninja and Victini so easily. We get that speed tier, we get Bull Switch, we get Thunderbolt, and, you know, we also get a bit of stuff with Calm Mind. So I couldn't complain. Raikou, I was like, okay, this will definitely, this will work. Raikou will definitely work. It will fit a couple of different niches we have, and I was absolutely delighted that we got it. So I was like, get in, Raikou, welcome to the squad. Right. We ended up at this point deciding we were going to get 11 mons, because there was no point, like, not filling out the team. We felt like we could get mons that could just fit small different niches, and as we actually go through the league, we can upgrade them, because we get points for doing matches on time and uploading on time. And of course, we always do on time, because, like, we're efficient. We do things properly. So we have a good chance of actually earning points throughout the season to be able to upgrade our team. So we figured, right, if we just draft some lower tier stuff to fill up some holes for like the first couple of weeks and then improve them, this would be a really good idea. So one thing I spotted was that we didn't really have a Pokemon that liked dealing with Nidoking or Nidoqueen or like Tapu Lele. So really a bulky special Pokemon that just that can really eat hits, or just something fat anyways, and that could eventually hit back really hard, and that was dirt cheap. And you guys probably gonna laugh at this, and I don't blame you. There's probably, normally at the moment there's always one meme pick, but Goliath or Regigigas is coming with us, because it was 1 point. It cost 1 point, guys. Like, it was dirt cheap. Right now, the main drawback to Regigigas is slow start. We only get like 80 base attack, 50 base speed for the first 5 turns it's out. But we still have all the bulk it gets, which is absolutely delightful. We can stall out with Protect, Sub, that kind of nonsense. But the big thing is that this thing can eat hits from like a few of those mons that I said that could wreck us. It could just eat hits from them. So I was like, Regigigas can come in. It can, if we have a matchup against those, just sponge those hits and just move on. Essentially, just move on from there. So I was like, let's rock out with that, and it should be all good. I felt we'll rock out with that. It should be all good, and we'll see where it takes us. It'll definitely fill a gap for the immediate future. And the flip side on this is that with Regigigas being 1 point, it means that we can have this as a Z captain while Greninja is a Z captain. Crazy, I know, but it can be a thing. It can be a thing. So I was like, yeah, let's go with Regigigas being our Z captain, and we'll go from there. So I was like, delightful. After that, we were looking around and we said, you know, it might be nice because we got a good bit of hazards to have a spin blocker and a ghost type. So we got a cheap one of that, which was Mistress or Mischievous. So there was no drawback to having this. We don't have a dark weakness. Another Pokemon that can eat fire type attacks would be great. We don't really have a ghost weakness, so So like there was no drawback here. We get levitate, so it's another ground immunity. Like there was no drawback to picking up the Mischievous here. So we were like, let's just pick it up. 2 points, spin blocker. It might do some stuff, it might not, but it was kind of like one of those months where, you know, it's just a nice little thing to have, and probably something that we're going to upgrade later on in the season as you know the weeks go by. So not too flashy there with those last 2 picks. Mainly it was Raikou was the flashy final pick out of those ones there. But now, final pick of the draft. We said we decided on our Mega halfway through, and I'm not going to wait anymore, you guys. You're probably wondering what it's going to be, and it is Colossus the Mega Aggron. So we had figured out like roughly around come Oda, if we can pick up Mega Aggron, that is a really good Steel Fairy Dragon core, because we have some serious bulk with Mega Aggron. And Mega Aggron hits like a truck as well. So we're not just a wall, we're a wall that hits back, which is fantastic. So we kind of, and we get a really reliable Step Rocker. And we pair really nicely with Sylveon, because Sylveon can Wish Pass into Mega Aggron and get all the hits HP back. So we all of a sudden we had like a really good Fire Water Grass core and a really good Steel Fairy Dragon core. And it got to the point where, and it kind of like got to the point where those 6 mons could effectively come week in, week out, and be very difficult for any team to beat. Excuse me. And then we can mix Raikou in the mix, and we can put Raikou in the mix if it needs to be some weeks, Gligar in the mix some weeks, Goban in the mix some weeks, you know. So we have like a really good proper 6 mons with some stuff behind that to be able to do an awful lot of work for us. So really like that we picked up Mega Aggron, and the book it gets is insane, and some of the moves, some of the move pool it gets, like it's not the most flashy of move pools, but it has 1 or 2 moves that just make it so difficult to want to be able to put damage on Aggron, because it puts so much pressure against the opposition. So that's your Wexford Wailords for the season, you guys. We end up with 0 points, so you know we're going to have to be very good boys and earn points throughout the season if we want to be able to upgrade the squad. But that is it. That is our squad for this year. I'm delighted with it. I think overall the draft went fairly well. I would have liked a Rapid Spinner, but it wasn't available. Or there wasn't a good one available, and I think we matched everything perfectly. I think this is probably, for me, this is definitely a better squad than we had in the UBL last season. I like where this squad is at. We have some serious offense with some serious bulk, and we got good balance. I'm very happy with that. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here today. I'm excited for this season. Really excited for this season. Just before we leave, again, huge shout out to Hammer Time for helping me out with the season, for helping me out for this season and with the draft. I also want to kind of point out when we're going to be uploading. So you guys probably wondering when it uploads, whatever. And the MPL this season is not going to have like a 1-day upload scenario. It's going to be like a match day scenario. So every kind of day in the week there's going to be a match that's going to be uploaded by 2 coaches. So I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date as to when our matches are going to be uploaded on Twitter and Discord. Definitely keep following me there if you haven't already. Links are in the description down below for my stuff there. And the MPL Twitter will also be keeping you guys up to date. Our first battle upload is going to be April Monday 8th. April Monday the 8th. So I have the team out on the Sunday the 7th. And then on Monday, our week 1 battle is going to be up live for you guys to watch. So definitely stay tuned for that. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But anyways, guys, on that note, I am going to get on up out of here. If you're hyped for your Wailords to be back, smash that like button down below for me. If you guys got any comments on the video or the draft itself, or any in particular, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more Wexford Wailord MPL action coming away on this channel, or more content in general, please smash that subscribe button down below for me and click the bell icon. On that note, I'm going to get on up out of here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.